The solution to your problems can be found in your story. My brothers and sisters, we need to be very careful when it comes to our history. We have to note something. Colonialism and slavery here in Africa started in 1400, around 1400. And from around 1400 until 1948, when the apartheid system was implemented here in South Africa, to be exact, is approximately 400 years. So 400 years is a very long time. 400 years is a very long time. I say this is because now there are many people who are making fun of black people, black people or other black people making fun of other black people, or black men making fun of black women, and black women making fun of black men. And we have a black community here in South Africa making fun of those who are using nyaope or who are using wunga. We need to be very careful. These are the effects of colonialism. And again, this trend is still continuing, whereby we have a lot of people right now on social media, through WhatsApp, through TikTok and many other social media platforms. And these people are praising the gurus of the apartheid systems. In other words, they regard these people as prophets because they prophesied that what is happening here in South Africa was going to happen. Let me tell you the truth. From 1400 until 1948, is about 400 years. At that time, black people had already been defeated in terms of their culture, in terms of their true identity, in terms of their history, self-confidence, and everything. They were already defeated. So that is why it was easy for Verwoerd, for Botha, and many others to make those prophecies about black people. 400 years is a very long time. You cannot go through slavery and still be the same. Like for an example, you cannot just go through abuse and overcome abuse just like that without even going through therapy. It's highly impossible. So we need to be very careful as black people here in South Africa, because I can see that there's a trend through WhatsApp and all other social media platforms. We make fun of one another. Today we have a problem when it comes to family structure, marriages, alcoholism, character, and many other things amongst the black community, especially here in South Africa. We shouldn't be making fun of one another. We shouldn't be making fun of one another. We have to be careful whenever we even try to give credit to these gurus of the apartheid system. I know you consider these people as your prophets, but it was easily predictable. For an example, right now, if you have been abused to the core, it's easy for me, or it can be easy for me to predict your future, because I know that you are defeated already. So we need to be very, very careful, because now it's like this thing is going on and on. It's like we don't even care. It's like we don't even have time to come up with solutions. That is why I always say the solution to your problems can be found in your story. I'm not trying to make an excuse right now, because even the youth of the 70s, the youth of the 60s, the youth of the 50s, the youth of the 40s had already been affected. It doesn't mean they were better. So today we have a problem of family structure, marriages, drug abuse, and all these other things is because even in the 1950s, even in the 1940s, our grandmothers were still affected. They were not perfect. They had their own problems. So that is why it was easy for these other guys to predict our future. So that is why right now we consider them as prophets, as if they told us something which is miraculous. If you were abused for a long time, I can easily predict your future. And we have to understand that, because I'm not trying to make an excuse, we have to try to understand that no one has ever tried to come up with a solution when it comes to healing our people, especially when it comes to government. No one. So we have to stop with these trends, because these trends are taking us nowhere. But instead, we have to come up with solutions and say, okay, we have a problem of corruption, we have a problem of this, we have a problem of family structure, we have a problem. But instead of fixing those things, we go to social media and we praise apartheid system. We criticize our family structure. We criticize black women. We criticize black men. We criticize our children who don't know anything, who are suffering from the system today. Because who's creating this powder? Because this powder is created by the system. Because you always tell us that black people can't manufacture anything, can't produce anything. So who is producing this powder? We need to be very careful. And those who were born in the 70s, who were born in the 80s, who were born in the 50s, they should not think that they are better. Right now, this is the time for us to come together and fix this problem. Because those who were born around 2000, in other words, they got this thing, they got this character. In other words, they were infected by those who were born in the 90s. Those who were born in the 90s were infected by those who were born in the 80s. Those who were born in the 80s, 70s, 60s, 60s, 50s, and so forth and so forth. 400 years is a very long time. In other words, if I can tell you that you are nothing for 400 years, what should I expect from you? I can predict anything about you. We need to be very, very careful. We should be fixing our problems. It doesn't mean we shouldn't be talking about our problems, but let's not make fun of each other. Let's not make fun of each other. Then at the end of the day, we praise these gurus. We regard them as our prophets. I'm not saying we have to rely upon government. I'm not saying we shouldn't be criticizing the government. We can see that these people are corrupt, man. These people don't care. We know that. But here is the thing. Here is the thing. The most important thing right now is that if we want to help ourselves mentally, to heal ourselves, we need to come together. This is very serious. We need to come together, because if we don't come together, we will always criticize one another. And it's like now, it's a funny thing. It's a good thing to criticize one another. We are not even protecting one another. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be very, very careful. I'm not saying this because I'm trying to be against certain people, but I'm like, we have to be careful of all these trends. We have to be careful. And those who are old right now, who were born in the 70s, who were born in the 80s, they shouldn't act as if they were perfect. They were still colonized to the core, because if they were not colonized, their children would not be behaving the way they are behaving right now. Don't make fun of your children. Don't make fun of your grandchildren. You have to admit that You were also colonized. So right now we have to come together and fix this whole thing. Because who is selling the powder? Because beside the manufacturers of this powder, who is selling this powder in our communities? It's us. Then at the end of the day, we make fun of these people, because it's not easy to come out of that powder or the effects of using this powder. It's not easy. It's not easy. So right now you cannot consider me a prophet. For an example, let's say you use this powder and then I tell you that you cannot be a leader, you cannot be anything in life. Then you consider me a prophet, or you start considering me a prophet. No, it's easy for me to predict your future if you're smoking this powder. It's easy because we know what it does. We know the effects. So let's stop making fun. But instead, let's try by all means to work together. So this is the time for black people, man, to come together. This is the time for black people to come together, because if you don't come together right now as you speak, you continue doing this. This is foolishness. All people on social media, all people, like, they're everywhere. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. 400 years is a very long time. I'm not trying to make an excuse, because I know there are many other people who have sold their souls to the gurus of the apartheid system. I'm not even including them in what I'm saying right now. I'm talking about those who know that what I'm saying here is the truth. I'm not saying we have to protect what the government is doing. But what I'm trying to say is that if the government is not doing anything, let's not put fuel on what the government is already doing. But instead, let's just, especially when it comes to the community structure, we have to protect one another. We have to build the community that we need, the community that we want.